Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at the Int Super Strike King Vegeta and what he's like after his recent Extreme Z Awakening. So we're going to take a look at his passive, how he performs, etc. But this is King Vegeta. He's a pretty interesting unit. He's an Int and physical type lead of Ki +3 and HP attack and defense is 70%. He has Ki +4 and attack and defense is 70%, plus an additional attack and defense of 10% per Pure Saiyan's category ally on the team. He has a high chance of stunning the attacked enemy when all allies are in the Pure Saiyan's category. He has an additional defense of 50% and a medium chance of performing a critical hit when there's another Vegeta's family category ally attacking in the same turn. And he has Pure Saiyan's and Vegeta's family category allies attack and defense of 25%. So overall a pretty nice passive, really good overall. His super attack's been changed, that he now raises defense and lowers the enemy attack. So he's very good for Super Battle Road like situations, it seems. He not only provides support, but he has a high chance of stunning, medium chance of critical hit, and he lowers attack as well. Overall, link set wise, okay. Saiyan Warrior Race, Royal Lineage, Saiyan Pride and Shattering the Limit being the common links, and Bombardment, Super Strike and Blazing Battle being the less common but super consistent between Super Strike units. Then categories wise, he has Inhuman Deeds, Pure Saiyans, Space Traveling Warriors, Story Figures, Terrifying Conquerors and Vegeta's family. In terms of the linking partners, he links up best with the AGL Kid Vegeta from the Super Strike event. He links up pretty well with Martian Vegetas and with the Scouts of Vegetas, and then he links relatively okay with pretty much every other kind of Pure Saiyan that exists. So big thing for this guy is he's missing Prepared for Battle, so you kind of want to prioritize using him on Royal Lineage teams, Vegeta's family teams, or possibly on Inhuman Deeds or Terrifying Conquerors, Space Traveling Warriors, things like that. Pure Saiyans, he's good, but you're just probably going to have better options. So yeah, obviously a big thing with this guy is the amount of Pure Saiyans in your team. So you do want to kind of restrict yourself to Vegeta's family or Pure Saiyans based teams anyway. Terrifying Conquerors is starting to develop a decent Saiyans team, so that's pretty good. He's looking relatively solid here right off the bat, 151k, 1000 defense. We are missing one Pure Saiyan on the team because we actually have a joined forces unit in the form of Bulma and Vegeta. But yeah, overall, looking pretty decent. Like he's looking pretty solid. 1.7 million, not crazy. He does have some support on the rotation, but he's missing a lot of crucial links. A lot of his best links are Super Strike orientated. So links like Bombardment, Super Strike, both give him 45% attack, which is pretty huge. And Saiyan Pride is also a pretty big link with 20% attack. Shattering the Limit, Royal Lineage, both decent key links, nothing too crazy. Overall, I would give his link set 6 out of 10. I think generally speaking, he's not got the best link set. It's not that he's got a terrible link set, it's just that he really doesn't seem that impressive link-wise. Obviously, he looks pretty decent, I would say right off the bat. Not super spectacular, but pretty good, especially for a free-to-play unit. I think he looks really solid. So yeah, I think genuinely speaking for me, he looks decent. Obviously, Vegeta's family, the nice perk is the additional defense, the medium chance of critting. It allows you to build him into full additional, which is what I've done. I've chosen every additional node. I think it takes best advantage of his position, which I think is alongside other Vegeta units on Terrifying Conquerors teams. The thing is, you don't need to have the Pure Saiyans bonus to utilize him with other Pure Saiyans. Situations where he's linked up with Kid Vegeta, which we'll see just now, but overall it looks pretty good. Here defense is looking relatively decent as well. Obviously, as a unit, he is getting there. I think 2.1 million looks pretty decent, better. Obviously he doesn't have a lot of scaling cap, so he doesn't have like huge damage or anything like that that he can build up to. He just kind of starts decently and remains decent. He's got a decent off the bat kit. Defense looks alright, pretty good. Obviously not red zone difficult, and even after super he's not going to be red zone proficient, but he still looks like a decent option. I think he could be a lot of fun as an option for Super Battle Road. The stunning, the debuffing is all pretty good, and he can do some decent damage when his crits do proc, which I think is pretty good. Obviously providing support as well, so that all looks nice. Here we can see him 156k defense, which is good. It can be a little bit higher. If you replace the Bulma and the Vegeta unit, he'll gain another 10%. So we may be looking at 165 also in terms of his defense. Overall, we're going to see a pretty meaty attack stat from him, 2.7 million, which is nice. We do have a 40% support on the rotation, but 2.7 million is pretty good. You can improve that through the power of link leveling, but it's not absolutely necessary. But you can see that the AGL Vegeta really looks pretty good alongside him. Obviously that support really helps AGL Vegeta, who's a unit that gains their stats on the super, so the multiplier occurs after the support, whereas previously it occurs before. But yeah, overall pretty good stuff, honestly speaking. Obviously in terms of him as a unit, I think he did a pretty good job. In terms of link set, as I mentioned before, he's got Saiyan Warrior Race, Royal Lineage, Bombardments and Pride, Shattering the Limit, Super Strike and Blazing Battle. Blazing Battle probably being the link you're going to get the least out of all of them. It's just not a super duper common link, and it's only really between him and like one other Vegeta that has it, and the rest are all hybrid Saiyans, which is just not a group of characters you're really going to mesh him with. In terms of the rest, Saiyan Warrior Race, Royal Lineage, Shattering the Limit and Saiyan Pride are probably where you're going to want to start. Just functionally speaking, you could always just look at Shattering the Limit, Saiyan Warrior Race. Generally that's quite common, but I think going the Royal Lineage kind of route is better for Vegeta. Usually Vegetas tend, King Vegeta will have a similar link set to his son Vegeta. Vegeta tends to have very similar link set to King Vegeta, so Royal Lineage, Saiyan Warrior Race, Shattering the Limit if it's a free-to-play unit, or Saiyan Pride, because that's kind of a more common link amongst Vegeta units than it is amongst other units, so you do get some options there. Bombardment, Super Strike, Blazing Battle, all these links are relatively decent, I want to say, but they're very predominantly shared between Super Strike units. One nice thing is that his very good partner is the AGL Kid Vegeta, who links up brilliantly with him and makes him look pretty nice together. Obviously, as an actual unit, I would suggest King Vegeta be more a floater than anything else. He can provide his support, his stunning, his utility to all the rotations, and he'll look a lot better that way than if you were to just use him as a first slot tank. Could be a second slot unit as well, just depends on what kind of event you're doing. But overall, he's still pretty good, and I actually really quite like him overall. Obviously he could have been a little bit better, but I think for me, he looks decent and I like him. That's gonna be it for me. Let me know your thoughts. See you next time. Bye.